Any prediction of the future is usually based on the past. For example, if it has rained continuously for the last 4 days, we may forecast rain for tomorrow and be prepared by carrying an umbrella or a raincoat. The very basis for seasonality of events is observations of the past. In the previous modules, you learned to gather data and analyze it. In this module, you will learn how to forecast work based on your analysis of the data. Let us find out what is happening at zoos.
Forecasting is easy. After all, it's just a case of taking old data and using it. It's like a cut-paste job.
I wish it were that simple. Well, what you say is applicable only under specific conditions where there is minimal variation in volumes. However, most of the time, that may not be the case.
What do you mean?
Work volume may have trends. Example, a continuous increasing or decreasing trend. It may also have seasonality associated with it. That is, the volume varies with the season. Therefore, a simple cut-based job may not work. Accuracy is critical in forecasting. It has a significant downstream impact on staffing, service levels, and eventually customer satisfaction.
Okay, so how is forecasting done?
There are 6 different methods to forecast the future work volumes. They are point estimation, simple average, moving average, weighted average, regression analysis, and time series analysis. Click each to know more. Point estimation method is used in situations where there is almost no variation in volumes. Observe this in the given data sample of call volumes for January. When you want a quick estimate of volumes, this method is most appropriate. In this method, a relevant data point from the past is taken as an estimate for the future. The advantage of this method is, it is fast and easy. However, it does not consider upward or downward trends in volumes, and irregularities are carried forward. Simple average method is used in situations where there is very little variation in volumes. For example, in the given sample of data, observe that there is very little variation between years 1, 2, and 3. This method is also useful for getting a quick estimate of volumes. In this method, a few data points in the past are taken, and their average is the estimate for one point in the future. This method is fast and easy. Another benefit is that it smoothens aberrations. However, it does not consider upward or downward trends in volumes. Moving average method is relatively straightforward as it uses simple average as a base. For example, the forecast for April is the average of the actual volume of January, February, and March. In this method, older data is progressively replaced by newer data. A moving window of, say, 3 to 6 months is used. In the given example, a 3-month window has been used to forecast the volumes of the next month. The forecast for April is the average of the actual volume for January, February, and March. The forecast for May is the average of the actual volume for February, March, and April. Finally, the forecast for June is the average of the actual volume for March, April, and May. This method is fast and easy, and it takes into account upward or downward trends. The disadvantage of this method is that its accuracy is limited by the size of the window. Weighted average method is used in situations where a change in the business mix changes volumes. Older data is assigned weights depending upon the business importance associated with each data point. The value of the data multiplied by its relative weight provides an estimate. The advantages of this method are that it takes into account upward or downward trends and changes in the business mix. The disadvantage is that it is very difficult to decide the weights. To determine weights, subjective or judgmental methods are used very often. Regression analysis is a statistical method used when there is a strong correlation between volumes and other determinate factors. For example, the call volumes may have a strong correlation to the number of advertisements. The advantages of this method are it can provide fairly accurate estimates if all assumptions stay constant. It is objective and is hence powerful to convince stakeholders. The disadvantages are that it requires strong correlations and can be complicated if multiple factors are involved. There are other factors that can skew results. For example, multiple exposures to the same advertisement may not result in the same number of incoming calls. Time series analysis comprises methods for analyzing time series data in order to extract meaningful statistics and other characteristics of the data. It is an advanced method that helps isolate the effects of natural trends and seasonality while forecasting. Seasonality and trends can be used separately to predict future volumes. This is a very popular method because it is rigorous and provides fairly accurate estimates, but it requires large amounts of data and the use of computers. Now check your understanding on the methods of forecasting. Read the question and select the correct option. Sorry, your answer is incorrect. Click Try again. Well done. Your answer is correct. Sorry, your answer is incorrect. Click Try again. Well done. Your answer is correct. Well done. Your answers are correct. Next day at Zeus call center, the number of calls have gone above forecast. John is worried As he had done the forecasting and staffing, Pete calls John to understand the issue.
John, what happened?
I forecasted that we would get about 200 calls during the entire first shift, but we have already received 150 calls, and it's only 11 a.m. I didn't expect this.
That means there seems to be an error in your forecasting and staffing.
Yes, as a result, we are understaffed.
I suggest you call some of the staff from the second shift early and also request the existing staff to work extra hours.
Thanks for the suggestion, Pete. Yes, I will do that. Also, I think I will take the help of Tim for forecasting next time.
Okay, but I think you also need to understand how to calculate staffing requirements. Let me know when you're free. I will explain it to you.
Great! Thanks, Pete.
In this module, you learnt that forecasting is a prediction of future workload based on the past data. There are 6 different methods to forecast the future work volumes. They are point estimation, simple average, moving average, weighted average, regression analysis, and time series analysis.